What are you doing here? Good afternoon, Outliers. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Hope the middle of your week is going all right. I have spent the morning at schools. It's literally the last day of school. So been going to the schools, doing all the school stuff as they do, right? The little end of year parties and such like that. But yeah, it's been a nice day. Blessed to be able to do that. I'll put it that way. Sebastian, good to see you. Goran, hey Goran, my dude. I got something for you. David, good afternoon. Um, Goran just kind of lit me up earlier in the Discord. Actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Hang on. A member highlight for Goran. Hey, dude, thank you. Goran actually taught me something a little bit ago. So I don't do a whole lot of chart marking. I just have a couple things that I do, right? I just do like where I get in, my half ATR exit point, and where I would look to roll. And that's literally it. That's all I ever do to charts. I don't, the way that I describe it is I don't draw on my charts like a 7-year-old with a new marker. Some people do. I don't. But Goran actually figured out a way that you can save the markings that you do, right? So instead of just hitting the line and then changing the color and then typing the ATR and all that stuff, bro, check this out. Opening, click, and it even says opening right there, and it's the right color that I use. Half ATR, click, it's the right color I use, and it says half ATR. That is so cool, Goran. Thank you, dude. I gotta say, I am extremely happy to use that, and I will be using it from this very moment forward. Let me clean this back up here. Jorn is here. Jean-Louis is here. Good to see everybody. And I tell you what, today is a perfect day to showcase. Look at WMB's getting massacred, right? If you're not already in it, yes, we are absolutely getting out of it. But here's the cool thing, right? Because we rolled it yesterday, we're actually going to be way ahead of what we would have been otherwise. Let me show you what I mean. Welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. This is how to trade in only 10 minutes a day and exactly how to take the guesswork out of trading. Now, full disclosure, I'm a partner with Outlier, and this is my style of trading using Outlier, but Outlier delivers you new opportunities every single day. So we need to start with the market with the 10 over the 20, the price over the 50. So let's go to the SPY. We can see 10, 20, 50. All of them are pointing north, right? One thing that I noticed that I want to pull up here, and Mahesh had mentioned it here. Yeah, I sent him an email this morning. I was like, Mahesh, I think we're due for a pullback. I was like, here's my basis. Mahesh has been on a winning streak. I've been on a winning streak. You've been on a winning streak. And I think that the market has hit a short-term high. My basis behind that was the fact that it was a few days ago. I said, look at the bull list. I think it had over 1,300 names or something on it at that time. And I said specifically, I said, once everybody is in, the only thing that can happen is for sellers to start coming back. I do remember saying that. I don't remember which day it was, but you can go back and watch the replays if you want. Now, we're looking at the bull list growing by 14 names, where the bear list is growing by 3 times, 6 times as many names each day, right? So now this is still only at 425. This is still all the way up at 1116, but the momentum is switching. The momentum is switching here. So I reached out to Mahesh and I said, Mahesh, where's that indicator? Because what we're going to have, and this is exactly what I want to see I want to see this right now, is imagine that you've got this line right here. And let's say this is the percent of stocks on the bull list, right? We have been in this area where the number of stocks on the bull list has been going up. Because of that, we've had crazy win rates lately. And I know for a fact, it's not that it's a causal relationship that the bull list going up is causing this. It's observing the fact that the bull list is going up and we are also riding that trend. Well, now I think we're about right here where the bull list is starting to come down. And there's more that are coming up for sale, essentially, if you want to look about it, right? The market had been a buyer's market, and I think the market is turning to a seller's market. And the data reflects that in the outlier sell list. And so Mahesh, he said it's not ready yet. He doesn't know how long it's going to be, but it's going to be a little bit. But that should be coming. Sebastian says the winning streak ended today. Yeah, it did. It did. Hey, Kenny, good afternoon. First time I've seen your name here. I am glad to see you. Be sure you come back every single day at this time, except when I'm on vacation, because I won't be here either. So yeah, I think we are at a near short-term top. And I sent that email out early this morning, well before this candle started to develop. But let's go to the next step here. The next step is to look at our existing trades and take off what we need to, right? We'll start with Walmart. That'll be easier. I don't have a reason to exit Walmart just yet, right? What was wrong I'm thinking of? Heat map value is at today. It's at G9. We got in when it was G1, G2, or R1, G2, G5. Now it's at G9. And I'm looking on this line right here. My exit point is G13, right? Selling into strength. And that's right here. If I exited in, or if I got in before G13, G13 is where I get out. So I don't have a reason to exit from that. And I don't have any other reason to exit for like 10 EMA, half ATR, order block, or close below yesterday's low. None of that's coming through. So I'm obligated to hold Walmart. I don't have a reason not to. However, on WMB, it's a very different story. Now, this is actually really cool. I want to do a lot of math with you to explain why this is really cool, right? You got to experience it firsthand. Not that I wanted you to, but one of the reasons that rolling is so useful is that we're actually going to lose a lot less on this trade than we would have just yesterday. What do you mean? How is that possible, Chris? Remember, we rolled from, God, forgive me. Well, who was that? WMB. We rolled from the 40 call up to the 41 call yesterday. When we did, I took in, I'm sure yours was close if you rolled it, around 80 cents in credit. So here's where I said we're going to start doing some math. So I bought the option for $1.60, right? So I started by paying out $1.60. Yesterday, I took in 82 cents when I rolled it, okay? So that leaves me with a 78 cents of risk on the trade, no matter what, okay? And then if I were to close the 41 right now, let's say I can get 50 cents. I don't know if I can. That means my total loss is only 28 cents per contract, which is actually super small. 28 cents per contract is all I'm looking to lose. But let's do a little bit of other math, right? Let's say that we still held the 40 call before we rolled it, okay? So negative 160. Oh, hang on. So we're starting at negative 160. Now, if we go close it here, let's say we get back all of 105. That's 55 cents. Do you realize what that means? Conceptualize it for just a moment. By rolling it yesterday, we have half the loss that we would have had today. 28 cents versus 55 cents per contract. Is that not so freaking cool, right? We took money off the table. We reduced risk. And unfortunately, it did turn around, but we're losing half, literally half the dollars that we would have lost if we hadn't done anything yesterday. Jorn says, I love rolling. I know, right? So we cut our loss in half, which means that we get to have less of an impact from this one trade coming off. Because we're never going to have all the winners. Even though we get on nice winning streaks like we've had, occasionally we'll have a loser, and we got to deal with it. So I'm going to look to close the 41s. Look on my other screen in the business account. WMB 41s. Close the full position. All right, mid price is 47. I don't know if I'll get filled, but I'm going to try. Working at 47. Let me pop that down to 45. Filled at 45. Okay, I'm out. I'm out at 45. So let me drop in the Discord what we just did. Give me a second here. Okay. This is where we rolled it. We're going to reply. So today is 5/22. Closed. WMB. 41 calls for 45 cents, which was a small loss. So we got out at 82. And then I get to add again 45, right? So the total credit I took in is 82 plus 45. And I paid 160. Oh, wait, 160 minus 145. No, I did that wrong. 82 plus 45. Okay, minus 160. So I have a 33-cent loss per contract, which is a total loss on that of 20.85% loss. And that impacted the portfolio 1.67%. And we will say here, broke half ATR. All right, so that took me down by 1.67%. I can survive. I will survive. But keep in mind, it would have been literally twice that much. Literally twice. That would have been a 40% loss. In fact, let me do the math. If I hadn't rolled it and I got out of... Where did I get out at? I got out at 45, so let's say I got out at 95. So from 160 to 95, that would have been a 40.85% loss and a account impact of 3.28. So okay with me. I'll take half the size of a loss. Thank you very much. So let's move on. Now, the next step is to grab today's buy and sell signals. We're just going to be looking on the bull list today, and there's 14 new. We're going to filter just for the green uptrends. And you can see here, there's a handful. I've already dropped this list into TrendSpider and made sure that they have at least 1 million shares traded daily. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to refresh that. So I quickly went through this. There's no order blocks in the way in the scanner, no earnings next 3 days, and the price is in the right direction. And only Sue, that's my mother's initials, only Sue came through. We've got SCCO, that's well below the 10. Got stats, it's only $18. I like $20 or more. We've got PAAS, which is below yesterday's low. FWONK, below yesterday's low, and right at an order block. EC, also below the 10. And CCJ, below yesterday's low. So Sue is the only one that actually pulls through. So let's go to the next step. Outlier signals backtest. Let's go take a look at Sue. All that is rolling. All right, let's take a look at Sue. Currently on the heat map, it's at G21. So if I got in, a G21 puts me at a 10-point spread. So G31 would be where I get out. Performance summary, 11.05%. That's what I want to see as positive expectancy. So moving on to the options chain. I want to see 21 days to expiration, 250 plus open interest, less than 50-cent bid-ask spread, 20% or less extrinsic, and around 80 delta. So let's go here to Sue. June 21st. Oh, lots of liquidity. Check it out. 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 4,000. That looks good. Okay. We'll start right around the 80 delta. So these are new strikes. Anytime you see a strike that has like 0 open interest and you've got lots of it around it, that just means they're new. They may have come on today or yesterday or the day before, but it doesn't mean that they're bad strikes. It just means that nobody's using them yet. So let's look at this one first. The 39s. We've got 73 delta, 2.83 thousand, and then extrinsic 39 cents over 174. 22%. I can live with that. If we go up here, if we go up to the 38s, you can see that's about 30 cents wide, where this is 5 cents wide. So I would much rather go with this one. Plus, you'll save $1 or so. The liquidity is definitely better here than here. Even though the extrinsics at like 22% versus 20, I can live with that. Now, being that this is a very, very inexpensive option, this is really important. You've got to get the right position sizing. And I always like to mention this whenever it's a really small size, right? Because let's say, for example, you have a $400,000 account, just for example here. And let's say you're like, oh man, if it's a buck, let's say it's a $1.80, I could buy, how many could I buy? I could probably buy 1,000, right? $1.80. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me do that. No, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have the percent risk to your portfolio in check. Now, this is a handy scanner that I built. You can access it inside the VIP Investors Toolkit. Just scroll up, and this one right here, VIP, or this outlier scanner, that's what you want to look at. It'll make you create a copy on your own account, but it'll tell you, you put in your account balance, how much you're comfortable with risking per trade. Approximate option delta is usually around 80, so I just leave it there. And then it'll tell you a appropriate share size as well as a appropriate option size. Okay. Yeah, we can all get way, way, way too greedy on these, especially when they're inexpensive. So with all that out of the way, let me do this on my other screen for my account for SU. SU, June 21st, 39 calls. SU, June 21st, 39 calls. Got my position size. Yes. Current price is 183. Let me see if I can get. I'm going to start at 183 and see where we go from there. Oh. Okay. Start at 183, go from there. Filled 183. Oh, son of a gun. As it goes down to 180 as I say that. Yep, SU filled at 183. Okay. So let's go out on the chart and talk about what we're going to do. This is important. Thanks to Goran, by the way, we're going to make this even faster. Oh, actually, let me drop this in the Discord. Discord first. All right, today is the 22nd. Trade number 1, bought 621, SU calls. SU 39 calls, I believe. Yes. And I paid 183. And SU is currently at 40.44. Okay, so that's the plan. Getting into SU. Now, let's drop our exit plan to get out of SU. Okay. So the way that I like to do this is the opening price goes here. Ah, Goran. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. The half ATR goes below. The ATR is calculated on the screen. It makes it super easy. So the ATR is currently at 85 cents. So 0.85 divided by 2, 42.5. Let's call it 43. So 40.44 minus 0.43 equals 40.01. Yorn is bragging about his good fills today. So 40.44 plus 85 is 41.29. Goran, I got to tell you, I'm so glad you showed that. That is something that I had been wanting without knowing that I wanted for years. And that's just so simple. 42.14 on this one. And now I can just do one click. I don't have to do multiple and adjust all that. Man, Goran, you rock. Gold star of the day, Goran. I always do that with my kids, or I'll tell them, "Oh, you got bonus points," and they look at me and they're like, "So this whole gold star thing, like, do I get anything for the gold star?" or they'll be like, "Dad, you mentioned bonus points. What am I getting bonus points for? Is this like extra allowance? Is like can I pay for those points into dollars? How does this work here?" So, no, these are just bonus points that Goran gets. Oh, Yorn. We can't win them all. You remember the other day when I got price improved like 30 something cents and I ended up with a profit? I don't remember what it was. I ended up with a profitable trade when I should have had a loser. I could not believe that. That was crazy. So I guess it all evens out in the wash. All right. So we're done with Sue, right? She's on our list. So Sue is my mother's name, and SU are my mother's initials. So if you hear me say her in regards to Sue, that's why. All right, Sue, we're done with that. Let's take off WMB as it like continues to just get totally pounded. I wanted to look at what was the one we got out of the other day. It was a W. Hang on. WPM. I want to see what happened with this one. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. WPM. Why do I want to bring that up? Because it started out at a heat map value of G45, I believe. And a couple people brought that to my attention. I was like, man, it's okay. I got a plan. I'm not worried about it. And it started G45. And then the following day, G45 again. So that was my exit point on May 20th. This candle, which was a really solid exit point. Look at that. We managed to get out one day before it pulled back down. So that's the part of the plan, right? You got to go through, you got to figure out where are good exits for you and make sure those are top of mind, right? And follow them. Follow them. Even when something as awesome comes along as JCI, which I know a couple of our traders really murdered it on JCI. And if you're still holding JCI, you'd be even more murdering it right now. You got to follow your plan, right? So I'm really, really happy for those that still had it, because you got major bank. I got a decent amount of bank. You got major bank. Let's see. Man, I tell you what, I'm having issues lately. My mouse and my keyboard just kind of freaked out. Okay. So I got out around, no, I didn't. I got out around here, about 4% gain on the stock. Then the next day it was around 6%. And then today it's up around 10%. Man, I got to tell you, these are awesome, awesome, awesome trades that I definitely wouldn't have found if it weren't for Outlier. So on that topic, next Friday, we are having a special live stream, as we like to call them. And I'm going to be featuring Sebastian on this one. Let's give just a moment to talk about this. So when you see this thumbnail, this cheesy guy, this cheesy guy weighs 55 pounds less than when that picture was taken, by the way. What's up? When you see that cheesy thumbnail, that's me talking about how Sebastian shared in the Share Your Big Wins, how he ended up with a 89% gain on this. And the last bit of it came overnight. So really, really happy about that, Sebastian, and definitely want to share that with as many people as I possibly can. So thank you all so much for coming to today's Outlier Trading Room recap. Took one off, put one on. That's how it goes with trading, right? Let me drop in my portfolio current positions. Today's the 22nd. Still holding Walmart calls. Now we're in Sue. 39s. Yeah, 39s. All right, that's going to wrap it for me. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Housekeeping, 10 seconds real quick. Monday is a holiday. Nobody's working on Monday. I don't want you to be working either. I will be out of the country, so you won't be able to find me on these 2 weeks here. The first 2 weeks of June, starting June 3rd through June 14th, we're not going to have any trading rooms while I'm out. So that's going to wrap it. I will see you right back here tomorrow, though. Have a great afternoon. Talk soon.